Hello World! It is a Thursday morning. The first episode of Hello World just went live. And I'm excited because I have got one of my first pieces of actual fan mail. Not something someone made, but very loyal fan of mine, Daniel Holloway, very graciously offered to send me one of his Apple Watch bands that he didn't want anymore. And I was like, heck yeah, I'll take it. And this is gonna be really sad if it's just some kind of prank, but you guys get to find out if it's a prank with me. Just gonna open this up here. I don't think it's in the original packaging, which is a shame, but I do not want to complain because I'm still very grateful. Open this bad boy up. Tape on both sides. It shipped all the way from the UK. So this guy's been on quite a journey. There's a whole nother fold here and a bag. So it's in this little black bag here. I think it is literally just the watch, man. This is it. Oh my God, guys, it's the Milanese loop. And he kept it in good shape. Wow, look at that. Oh, and it's magnetic. Oh, look at this, guys. That's so cool. This is not cheap either. That's why I was so okay with accepting it. I was like, yeah, I'll take it. And it's one solid piece. It's not two bands. That's so cool. I love the way this feels too. This feels very tough, yet made of metal. Oh man. Okay, now I have to try it on. I just take off this Nike Sport Band here. Still might be my favorite. I don't know how this Milanese loop feels yet. Let's try it on here. Get those off. It's a shame he didn't have the black kind, but I think this will still look good. I think this is the top one. Wow, that slid in very easily. Yeah, pretty sure this is the bottom one too. There we go. Oh, cool. Stretch it out a little bit like this. Oh, and perfect. You just tighten it like, oh my God, it latches on so easily. This is so cool. Thank you, Daniel. Very much appreciate it. This is an excellent watch band. Very excited to keep wearing it. And why USPS couldn't put it in my mailbox, I don't know. They made me come down to the post office to get it, but ultimately it was so worth it. This is a nice watch band. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Daniel. It's like having a whole new watch. Wow.
Look at that. It's right in the yard.
Okay everyone, AirPods update. AirPods are so incredible because twice now I have had them in my ear while watching a video and forgotten that they're there and got up and gotten in my car and just realized that I left the headphones in my ears. They sound so good and you feel nothing. It's just sound that only you can hear, and there's no cables, there's no obstruction. It's just existence of sound. And if you don't have AirPods and you can't afford AirPods, I feel so sorry for you. But if you can, please do wait the 6 weeks. AirPods are worth it. They may seem like a lot of money and it may seem like a long wait, but God, they are so nice to have on a daily basis. Once you go AirPods, you can never go back pods. That made absolutely no sense at all. Wow. All right, I gotta go back to tech videos. That's more important right now. Now I'm at the movie theater to see Wonder Woman with Dan, and it is quite a turnout for a Thursday night showing. Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be a huge box office hit. Which is ironic because the last two DC movies were swamped out Thursday night showings, but they had terrible reviews. Now Wonder Woman has great reviews and absolutely no one here. It's gonna be lots of empty seats, I think. So Drew, did you get a haircut? I don't want to. Come on, just say it. I don't want to. It'll be funny. Do it for the vlog. I filmed this before we went in. You've already planned this joke out. I don't want to say it. It's a stupid joke. Please. Please just say it. Okay, fine. Ask it again. So, Drew, did you get a haircut? Yeah, I got all of them cut. This is a bad joke. Well, guys, it's time for a little bit of story time. So Louise, her friend Hope, as well as their friend Maddie, and Maddie's boyfriend Jesus, and me all decided to go out on a hike. We're going to swim at this river. It's a very summer hot day, so it made sense. We wanted to cool ourselves off. So I was told that this hike was only a mile long, which it was, but I figured since it's a mile, I don't really need to wear super advanced hiking shoes because I'm gonna go swimming, and I hate putting on socks when my feet are wet, so I was like, I'll wear flip-flops. Boy, was that a mistake. So we started making our way down the hill, and quickly I realized this is kind of steep. Even the people there who were wearing shoes were slipping and falling on their butts. They had water bottles in their hands, they lost them. This was a very, very steep climb down. We walked along this water flume trail, very pretty view, and we were still having a good time. It was just, I was slipping quite a lot. I was just like trying to maintain my balance best I can. And near the end of the trail, right before we get to the water, the trail kind of merges into a cliff, and you're just kind of sliding down this giant rock face. And luckily we made it there okay. But the first thing I noticed noticed when we got to the river was that, hey, this water's moving kind of fast. I remember specifically thinking in my head, we probably shouldn't swim in that little deep part because it's very obvious that this river is flowing quick and there was very bad rapids just downstream and it would suck to get carried away. Of course, I didn't say these things out loud. I was just thinking them. Maddie, one of Louise's friends, just jumps right into the water. She's ready to go swimming. Can't blame her. Very quickly gets caught up in the current. The river starts pulling her away. I can see that she's trying to resist the current. It wasn't working. Obviously, kind of a panicky moment. So luckily, she caught a rock in the middle of the fast part of the water, so she doesn't get sucked downstream and starts plunging into rapids. She was okay, but she was on a rock that was about 9 to 10 feet away from the water that it's safe to swim in, where there's no current. Louise and Hope just kind of started waiting around, feeling how things were, while I was sitting there going, how's Maddie gonna get back? There's this giant, really rushing river right between her and the shallow water. Wasn't any way she could go around. We weighed out our options. Quickly, we realized we were in a puddle. No pun intended. So we really tried to think through what we needed to do, and Jesus was recommending that we call someone, even though we were kind of a mile into the woods and in a very remote place where it would have taken hours for people to show up. So about the only thing we could have done was helicopter her out of there, which would be, for one, pretty embarrassing, and two, probably pretty expensive to get rescued that way. But hey, it was a hard hike to get there. I couldn't blame it if we went that route. But luckily, I thought of a better idea that was far more risky and dangerous, because I'm smart. There were a lot of these really, really thick, long vine branches around. I had my pocket knife with me, the knife I used to unbox all my packages with. I sawed off a fairly thick vine. We tested it. We pulled it as hard as we could. It was not going to snap easily. And the more calmer part of the river was kind of further down the creek compared to where Maddie was. So I was explaining to Maddie, just jump out as far as you can, swim sideways towards the shore as fast as you can. You know, Michael Phelps it. And in case something goes wrong, we'll have the stick out. You can grab this branch and we'll pull you in. Now, of course, Maddie was a little bit nervous. Understandable. I would be too. You don't know if you're going to make it over to your friends or get sucked down in these rapids. Potentially die. That would not be fun. So I'm not gonna say Maddie was unjustified in being nervous. She said she wasn't sure if she wanted to jump, and I said, look, you don't want to jump, that's fine. Definitely don't have to. All of us there were just like, we just want you to come home safe. We don't need you to die if you're uncomfortable with jumping, so don't worry about it. So she just kind of sat there on the rock thinking about the situation she's in, and we're all just kind of sitting around wondering what to do. Then without a warning, no countdown, anything like that, Maddie suddenly jumps. We had the stick there, but we weren't really prepared. Maddie jumped, and she may have been nervous, so she didn't really jump that far. She kind of landed right in the part of the river where the current was the strongest. Like, have you ever seen those vines where a cat jumps off of a washing machine and it slips and kind of falls straight down? That's what Maddie looked like. We all, of course, kind of panicked. We were like, oh, wait, this is happening right now. She starts getting picked up by the current. So we, of course, hold the stick out as far as we can. Luckily, she grabbed onto that branch. We pulled as hard as we could, and then she died. We lost her. So thanks for watching Storytime, guys. Hope you enjoyed. No, just kidding. That didn't go. However, it was very, very close. Of course, we pulled her into safety and she made it fine, but she was kind of hanging on the edge there at the last second. The other thing I was worried about was Jesus was trying to grab her. Jesus was here for the hike because Jesus can't actually swim. Every time Jesus tries to swim, he ends up just walking on water. Sorry, that's a Jesus joke. He doesn't actually walk on water. But luckily, she made it in safe. We swam afterwards in the much shallower portions, and we had a great time. But it was just kind of one of those life risky situations. It was kind of nerve-wracking for all of us. Especially Maddie. And hey, credits go to Maddie for swimming to safety and holding on tight. She did a great job, and we're very proud of her, and we're glad she's not dead. That's always a nice thing when you get back from a hike, right? So on the way back, me and Louise were making our way up this trail, and it quickly became tedious because while I was in the water, I had my flip-flops on, and while I was walking around on the uneven surface, one of my flip-flops broke. So now I was hiking up this very, very steep trail without one shoe. Not even a flip-flop. I was kind of keeping it on, and Louise could not stop laughing at how I was walking. I looked like a duck. That was pretty funny. I was tired, but the fact that Louise was laughing made me start laughing, and easy. There was just lots of footage of me walking very awkwardly. So then Louise, very cleverly, flipped around my flip-flop, used a hair tie to secure the strap, and then it worked pretty well on the way back.
The new style. All right, go ahead.
This one, this is the old way of wearing flip-flops. This, the new way, backwards and with a hair tie connected.
Model status. dread it.
We were feeling pretty good about ourselves. We're like, wow, what a day. This was quite a trail. Next time, let's definitely wear tennis shoes. We're walking along that flume trail. I look down and I go, whoa! Because I saw a big snake sticking its head out of the water almost to where I am, about 1 foot away. I quickly grabbed my phone out and recorded it, but it was scary because it was hissing, it was splashing around, and it was almost getting out. Its head was sticking way out of the water. Luckily, I think this was a garden snake and not a rattler, so it would not have bitten me, and if it did, nothing bad would have happened. It's not venomous. And that just got all of our nervousness right back again. Pretty exciting adventure. Still had a great time, and I'd love to go back to that river, but it reminds me of a Rooster Teeth quote, which was, bad choices make good stories. I find that relevant in this story. So I'm curious, do any of you have a scary hiking story like that? I, for one, love being outside and swimming out in nature. Still had a really good time, even though it was filled with a lot of fearful moments. I want to go back, but definitely bringing hiking boots and making sure we don't get caught up in the current. Okay, that's enough pacing, Drew. You don't have to keep walking. Just trying to close these activity rings.
Getting as much in as I can. Come on, watch. Update.
We'll get there.